Hello Sagittarius and welcome to my channel GreenLion Goddess Tarot. This is your fortnightly reading for June the 16th through to the 30th, and it would have just come off the full moon in your sign on the 14th. So that energy, the culmination energy, the effect of that will be felt in this part of the reading, this reading. So the image I was getting for you, Saggy, was it was like you were in the North Pole or the Arctic. It was icy terrain. It was stark, icy terrain. And you had these kind of like snow shoes on and you were sliding across the ice, making your way across this, like I said, very stark terrain. But up ahead, the sun was shining and you're like, I need to get to there. I know that that's where I need to go to. There was a goal, there was a warmth, but it was like I'm willing to go over this difficult terrain to get to where my goal, to where I want to get to. So, yeah, it was interesting, and it felt almost like there was a guiding light, like there was inspiration, and it was like you couldn't feel the cold. You weren't complaining about it. You were sliding quite well over the difficult terrain, but yeah, absolutely. Look at this. The card that came out was, I love this for you, 5 of Acorns, challenge and growth. Kind of, yeah, exactly. It sort of describes exactly that vision that we're seeing. You challenge yourself by going over the difficult terrain or going, like perhaps it's new frontiers, new places. There's a sense of it could be a big adventure, you know. It's not boring, that's for sure, but you're challenging yourself, and the sun is like the growth. It's the thing that you want to be doing. So it's like, I'm happy to be doing this because I know I need to be doing this. I know I need to be challenging myself. And I love seeing that beautiful leopard roaring there. It's kind of like, I can do it. I can do this. So, yeah, it's a fantastic energy to come through. I feel like it's good to know that you've got that destination. You really need to have that goal, or to know what it is that's inspiring you to head in that direction. I just dropped that one on the floor for you, Saji. Just give me a sec. We've got Sword for Mercury Libra. This is the energy of a crossroads. Quite literally, you've reached a crossroads. There's a point of you're sitting in the middle going, what direction do I need to find? Quite literally. And this is where it's like it's really important to know the direction in order to kind of step through this and to get to where you need to get to kind of go, okay, I'm willing to do what it takes to get where I need to get to. So, yeah, the sword fall can sometimes mean that if you're having trouble with finding the direction, or you find yourself at this crossroads with something in your life, that it's great to take a rest. It's great to go deep. It's great to kind of sit with your thoughts and see where it leads you. We've got the 9 of Wands. You're going to be tired. Like, this journey is, like I said, it's a challenging journey. You're at the tail end. It's this 9 of Wands is like, you're so close to getting to where you want to get to, but it's just that sense of you have to do this final last work to get to where it is you want to get to. The 6 of Pentacles. So, do I have the food, the resources? Do I have what I need to get to where I want to get to? The 2 of Swords, you're not certain, if this is the right direction or if this is the right place to go. For some of you, there's uncertainty and hesitation about this. At the base, the Queen of Cups. So this would be a lot to do with your emotions and perhaps somebody in your life as well that you've got emotions around. The 5 of Pentacles, it can be around your health as well. So this is you quite literally, out in the snow, in the ice. So it could have felt like feelings of rejection even for some of you, like you just feel like you're in this very different remote place, that in terrain that other people are probably too scared to go to, but for you, it's like there's something about it that's interesting and potentially exciting. The Knight of Swords, this is you on a quest, okay? You're going on a quest to sort this out once and for all, to work out what this is and how to get there and how to bring this growth that you're looking for in your life. You're presenting as the 6 of Cups. Energy surrounding you is the Magician. That's good, because it's like you need to know how to move forward. Hopes and fears, the Devil. You don't want to be stuck, but there's ambitions as well. As an outcome, we've got the 3 of Swords. Okay. And the Tower card, wow. Okay. And the Ten of Cups, my goodness. Wow. Okay, unexpected happiness and the Knight of Cups. For some of you, this is quite literally falling in love. And I know it just seems random out of the blue, but it is. The Tower card is letting down some defenses. I kind of got this sense of the heart was like frozen over. There was this moment in time where you've kind of frozen some emotions or felt cold, and it's just the Tower card's gone, broken this back open and connected you to something that makes you really happy or someone that makes you really happy. So this is the sun. This is where you're heading, this moment of happiness. But it's like, boom, the Tower card. It's something could just, totally expect a good outcome with the Ten of Cups, but it's something that you're not going to be expecting, and it could even be quite disruptive. So interesting, the Nine of Wands crossed by the Six of Pentacles. This is the wounded warrior. This is you going across the ice, going, I can overcome anything that gets thrown at me. I can overcome challenges. I know if I know where I'm going here. Crossed by the Six of Pentacles is that sometimes it's like maybe you've run out of money, or maybe there needs to be some sort of balance that's restored here. The Six of Pentacles can mean gifts of money or people investing in you. It's kind of like you're going on a polar expedition and you want a sponsor, someone to sponsor the trip. But the Six of Pentacles is getting the resources you need to finish something, to get to the destination of what it is that you need. Now, for sometimes this actually means something's been out of balance within a relationship with material resources, the need to bring something back into balance. And this can be to do with money, with energies around the home, energies around the your workplace. There's been something that's been out of balance, like maybe someone's got paid more than you and it's not fair, or maybe there's within your household, maybe you're paying for more or somebody's paying for less. There could be issues around the equality of the resources that are being shared. And this can also be the give and take within a relationship. There's always a giver, there's always more of a taker. And if that's out of balance so much to the point that it just makes you tired, because the Nine of Wands can be fatigue, like just emotional, don't know. It's kind of like when you hit the wall in the marathon and you've got to get past that wall in order to finish the marathon. But it's like, so it is a challenge to bring that in. And for some of you, it is like it's around bringing balances within those material resources. And it could also be you thinking, do I want to invest my time and effort and energy into this anymore? I'm tired, I'm exhausted, I feel like I've reached a crossroads with something. There's a sense of I'm uncertain. It does feel very much like it's very much related to your heart, where your heart is guiding you and leading you at this moment in time. I'm uncertain about the path. My intuition's saying go that way. My head's going, no, I'm tired, I don't want to keep going. But my intuition's going, but that's where you're heading, that's the destination, that's the sun. That's, the thing that the finish line. And you're kind of in this space of, I don't know if I want to put any effort in anymore for this. So there's a soul weariness to this, but there's also a sense of just knowing that you've, in a weird way, have chosen to do this, and that for some of you, like the ice could represent quite literally, and the cold heart energy could be that you've been frozen out of a relationship, or the love has frozen over, or there's distance and you haven't spoken to somebody for a long time, or somebody's ghosting you and ignoring you. Suddenly like there was this emotional warmth and then suddenly it's like nothing, it's like there's coldness there. So it's a struggle to get to the destination or to connect in. But interestingly, at the base, at the root of the issue is this Queen of Cups energy, which is love and compassion. It is love embodied in somebody else, or somebody that really cares for you and nurtures and looks after you. It does quite literally represent mother energy, mothering energy. So it could be around your relationship with your mother, or how you were taught to look after yourself. So then it can be related to how open you are to receiving love or even giving love, how open you are to looking after yourself. whether that's emotionally or even health-wise. So this is kind of something that is coming up. You know, you're tired, you're exhausted, you've reached a crossroads with something, and at the base, the Queen of Cups is saying, how well are you actually nourishing and looking after yourself? What is your heart saying here? Because you've got this big cup of love here. And so, but it feels like there's this frozen environment around at this moment in time. You're getting nothing back from a certain situation or person. Now, the Queen of Cups, usually I do feel like this is related to a particular relationship in your life or will be mirrored back, but it can also be the destination of where you want to get to in terms of in life, like following your heart. So you're kind of looking at the end goal going, okay, maybe the relationship has frozen over or there's the ice here. Someone's become a bit of a nice queen or king, but, you know, how can I bring the sun to freeze this over? How can I bring the warmth back? So, and yeah, for some of you, quite literally, you just might be getting health advice to take a big rest, to look after yourselves. So that could be something that's coming through. But in the recent past, this is, you know, the card of being thrown out of the church and into the cold, into the coldness. And that's kind of interesting. It represents leaving a situation that you no longer felt welcome or you were no longer welcomed in. Somebody was kind of these, like I said, these are questions, feelings of rejection, isolation, not feeling like you belong anymore, not feeling like something's resonating anymore. The church thing's interesting because this could quite literally be around higher philosophies and belief systems as well, if I don't drop it. But yeah, you know, it can represent religions and religious beliefs quite literally, that you're finding new and opening up to new terrains and new horizons. And yeah, it's kind of like you're going through this questioning, this difficult passage of what is nourishing your soul. The sun represents vitality and joy. So whatever this represents here, whether it's a relationship or a path that you're finding yourself in life at this moment in time, it's like something in the recent past you've been left out in the cold, quite literally, and now you're trying to bring the warmth back. So in the near future, you've got the Knight of Swords, which is really great because we are, you know, half of this reading is in Gemini season, and then we move into Cancer season, which is the base. This is the card of Cancer. So this is where the Cancer represents those emotional places where you feel safe. It represents coming home to a place that you feel safe. It can represent emotional safety around the home, the people that you love around the home. And so it does represent mother energy. So all those archetypes and how you apply that to your life. But this is the Gemini energy. So in the near future, which is very much about you're on a quest. It's like, right, I've found those last vestiges of energy. I've managed to break past the wall. I hit the wall with something and now I'm determined to kind of get to where I need to get to. So this is like suddenly moving fast again. It's like moving quickly. It's very determined. It's got this endurance and it's like this sense of you've got this quest, this goal, this destination, and you're going to head there with all the energy that you can. So it's like it's really quite tested you here, Sagittarius, but you're rising to the challenge here, which is fantastic. And it is a very, you know, Sagittarius energy to kind of make a goal and then you have to go through all the experiences to reach that goal. And knowing full well that some of those experiences will be challenging. But you're presenting as the Six of Cups, which is nostalgia for the past. So it's almost like part of what you're trying to do here is to bring back, to go back to before everything got cold, before everything was frozen, or whatever that coldness means to you, to get back to that. There's a sense that you might even, well, not all of you will be wanting to get back to it, to be fair, but this is bringing up memories of the past. It's very nostalgic energy. You're looking to the past and, perhaps it's a sense of, it could be looking at childhood and things around children as well. When you're a child, your inner child, or even if you have your own children. And children don't have to necessarily be, quite literal children, human children. They can be, your books could be your children, your plants could be your children, anything that you consider you to be kind of like the mummy energy. So it's kind of interesting. It's like mother and child energy, but a lot of memories associated with this, with the past, and a lot of things coming up around that. So when I say mother as well, this Queen of Cups can quite literally just be somebody that you love, truly love. And it doesn't have to be gender specific, but it's just somebody that you loved and you kind of thinking about them. Potentially it's somebody from the past. And or something that you love, like wanting to fill your cup of love again. So, yeah, the Six of Cups can just mean that you're wanting to bring more harmony in within relationships. Again, the 2 sixes represent balance and harmony, and you're crossed by one, and this is you at this moment wanting it to come in, and there's uncertainty around it and challenges around it. So, luckily you got this guy, the Magician, in your energy surrounding you, your environment. This is this is drawing resources to you. He's got everything here, the Magician. He's connected to the source, to God, to the higher spirits, to that goal, the sun. So he's connected to the sun. He's connected to inspiration. He's got these infinite potentials. This is within you, the infinite potentials, and drawing the resources that are needed to complete this journey and to get to where you need to get to and find the clarity and make the decisions that you need to get to where you want. He's got all of the resources. He's got a pentacle, a cup, a sword, and a wand. So especially when it comes to the pentacle, that's the thing that you're missing, the thing that has been missing, out of balance, and that represents money. It represents home. The fact that we've got Queen of Cups here very much could be something around the home. It can represent health as well. So all of these sort of things that are coming through. But the Magician energy is like working out the how. How am I going to get to where I want to get to? How am I going to work all this out? How am I going to overcome this? How am I going to meet this challenge? And that's great because the answers are around you at this moment in time. The resources that you need are around you. The people that you need to speak to are around you, because the Magician can represent experts in their field, people that know what they're doing and talking about. So if you need money, perhaps there's someone around that you can talk to around it, about it. But the Magician is actually a really good energy to have around you. I would just say that you might be looking at a few things around deception, about how you got left out in the cold as well. You might be working through some things around that, about how that happened, wondering whether there is some kind of deception, or you're working through that, whether it's self-deception or something around you. I think there's potentially a questioning of the truth that could be coming through. But the Magician is the great manifester. Through sheer willpower, he manifests and creates something, and that's what you need. You kind of need to pull something out of the hat here to get past this energy. And this is, that opportunity, and that person, or whether this is you, is there around you. So kind of need to connect into that and find that. Hopes and fears, you've got the Devil. So this is quite literally feeling really, really stuck. We're seeing that here. But it's also the card of ambition as well. And so it can be both. It's a Capricorn energy. And so it's the challenge and the growth all in one, this Devil energy. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's wanting to rebuild something when you got left out of the cold with this beautiful church or cathedral here. It's like, right, well, I'll build my own. In this case, it might have to be an igloo, but it's like I'll build my own, something new, which is really fascinating, because it is all about creating some structures in your life, or things that are resonating, because the Five of Pentacles can be things that no longer resonate and work for you. And interestingly, boom, in comes the Tower. So the Tower goes zzz, and just hits that Three of Swords, which is this lightning bolt comes in like inside your head and goes zoom straight in. Like, this is actually, the Three of Swords represents the wounds, but it's actually the thoughts. The swords represents your mind, your thoughts around something that's hurting you. It's actually it does represent heartache and pain, but there's a message that's come straight in, and it's like, holy moly, Now I see something. Now I understand it. It's like a huge revelation as to how your heart got broken in the first place, or how you were being wounded with this situation here, and how and why something no longer resonated. The Tower card, it's all about breaking down barriers of things that no longer resonate for you and things that are not right for you. It's like a big activated change. Let go of where you thought you were going. The Tower's like, boom, we're going somewhere different. And also I'm showing you very clearly that something is not resonating for you in your life, and it's just causing you pain to be holding on to this. So this is really interesting. Like it's like I said, it's got like this sense of awakening, resurrection. It's got this sense of enlightenment that comes through with it. It's just like in it goes, and it's like it just pierces that point. And in that moment, that point that was hurting you, in that moment, it frees this wound. It's like, boom, this huge release and revelatory energy. Quite literally, like it's kind of very religious, revelations and the church and all this sort of stuff. And it's a round crown with a rectangle building. Something no longer fits. And so strangely, what happens with this revelation is that you're connected back to this card of happiness. You're going to be really happy with the actual revelation in the first place. But suddenly it's like, maybe I don't need to be, like it just shifts and changes everything in your head about unhappiness and happiness, and suddenly been able to step into this happiness energy, and especially related to whatever or whoever this issue was related to in the first place. So just say you had some belief systems around a particular person, and you've been left out in the cold. You haven't spoken for a while. They've just suddenly gone cold on you. And then there's some piece of information that comes to you like the Tower out of the blue, where maybe you found out they've actually been really sick or something. Maybe there's some reason why they haven't been talking to you. And it suddenly helps you release that pain, and you can step into an energy of, that's why I haven't heard from them. And it's not because they hate me and they're ignoring me. That can be part of it. But it can also be just like, why was I stuck on that point when that is not the right path for me, and that no longer resonates? It could be something totally different. It's going to be different and unique for all of you, but ultimately it connects you to your happiness and releases a wound, which is really fantastic. And then we've got the Knight of Cups, which is, again, like a knight. You've got the two knights on this side, which represents moving forward, which is good, the direction in which you are heading, which was the big question in the first place. And the Knight of Cups is very much around following your heart now that something's been unlocked. And there's been, this sense of being able to follow it and be a lot happier. And this happens quite quickly. With the Knight of Swords, this is boom, super fast energy. The Tower is super fast energy. Wait for the dust to settle, and then you're going to be happy with the Ten of Cups. So, yeah, fantastic. And this is like just showing you what you need to bring in your happiness, where the destination you need to get to bring in the happiness, even with a relationship that you want to work on, or just whether it's like let go of it. It's never going to resolve. That person just isn't right for me, or that path just isn't right for me. It's going to be different for all of you, but it's kind of like you're letting go of something that you thought was right, and it wasn't. So yeah, this Knight of Cups, and that frees you to kind of follow your heart, which is actually really nice. And like I said, this could be quite literally falling in love, strangely. The defenses come down with the Tower card, and suddenly you're really happy, and you're feeling more romantic, and you're feeling more like you can follow your heart into the future. So yes, it can be that for some of you. Not necessarily for all of you, but for some of you. So let's pull an affirmation card. Oh, we've got a couple. So let's see. This one says, this one would suggest it's about home. It says, I have the perfect living space. I see myself living in a wonderful place. It fulfills all my needs and desires. It's in a beautiful location and at a price I can afford. Okay, fantastic. So for some of you, this might be that suddenly you realize you have to move home. the Tower card will show you or bring you something that you need. So that's actually really good. This one says, freedom is my divine right. That's a very Sagittarius thing right there. I am free to think wonderful thoughts. I move beyond past limitations into freedom. I am now becoming all that I am created to be. And that's what I feel like this Tower card just removes, this huge kind of block that was keeping you blinded, like blindfolded and indecisive, and just in this state where you felt almost kind of trapped with the situation because it was hard to know how to move forward with it. And so, yeah, it's definitely like this sense of freedom is coming in, which feels really amazing. And that could be something very significant around the home or at least the place that you feel at home. Beautiful. We've got the tree, and this represents growth, quite literally. Challenge and growth. It's a big theme for the reading. Branching out. It can be around families. It can be where you put your roots down, quite literally related to your home, the place you feel like you belong. You could be going down paths where you're looking at lineage and family histories and things like that. You might be traveling down that road of the past, and you may be having conversations with people from your family, even your mother here with the Queen of Cups, if she's still around. And if she's not around, maybe she's talking to you from the other side. But I just feel like it's a sense of suddenly you're free to grow, to branch out, and it kind of happens in a reasonably challenging but dramatic fashion in a way that it's revelatory. But I feel like, this is actually really connected to something that occurred, and I think I spoke about this in your weekly reading last week, because it was eclipse season last year, and a lot of it was like around your signs, like around October, November, December last year. I feel like something activated there. Then this is possibly related to something that occurred late last year, in those late months of last year, that got activated, and now you're seeing a kind of like a resolution of it or an activated change in it. And sometimes with the eclipse energies, it's like you think, oh, nothing happened. And it can happen like 6 months later, quite literally. So, yeah, it's I do feel like there's some kind of connection to your season, like to your birthday season last year, that something got activated and now you're seeing the result of it. Now, sometimes those seeds are hidden, but it might make sense later, and that's why we're going back to the past. Sometimes it's like I didn't realize I needed to do this until I see the change in front of me. So, yeah, interesting. So, yeah, I think you're going to work well with this energy, Saggy, and yeah, you're going to be really happy with it, which is really fantastic. Whatever change comes in with the Tower, there's happiness, and it feels, especially you're going to feel this around your home, or at least the emotions that you feel really comfortable with, the emotions, the safe place that or people that you feel comfortable or safe with. So that's it. I'm going to take it over to the extended reading now, where we're going to look further into the future. We're going to delve into this much deeper. Suddenly there's this like boom Tower moment where you're kind of going, that happened quickly and now I'm happy. Something shifted, and you're following your heart. So where's this taking you? Where is this all going? What's coming in, or who's coming towards you? What sort of opportunities and energies are you going to be working with? And we're going to also pull some cards about how to manage this energy, how to get the full potential out of this energy, because these are all potentials. Energy is all potential. And so some people work better with it than others. So that we're going to talk about that, how to work with the energy, as well as any kind of clarifiers, any kind of intuitive messages. And we're just going to explore it further into the future. So that's all in the extended reading. Would love it if you come over. The link is in the description box below. And I usually pin the link to the comments as well. If this is where we're leaving each other, Sagittarius, I feel like this is, again, a sense of very exciting growth coming in, exciting growth and rewards for the challenges that you meet. So that's it. Please like, subscribe, share, leave a comment, and take care.